Hey friends, how are you on this fine March day? So this week might be a longer video because we're going to talk about my mental health journey, as you could see in the title. So yeah, let's begin, I guess. So growing up, my childhood was amazing. It was really fun and stuff. But now that I'm older, I do realize I have always been a people pleaser. I just want people to like me and for them to be happy, and I will do anything to make that happen. And I have always worried about what might happen. Like, I always go to worst case scenario. And I've always been a worrier. And I get that from my mom, who gets it from her mom. But yeah, so childhood was fine. I didn't really think it was irregular. Like, I was a happy kid. I got what I needed and I survived. And then hit middle school, and I hit puberty at the ripe old age of 12 on a family vacation nonetheless. But yeah, that was just a very awkward time for me, I guess, and I think I became more closed off and shy, and I feel like that's really when I started to not tell people how I felt, and I just went with what they thought. Growing up, my best friend always, I don't want to say commanded me around, I guess. I love her now. I mean, I loved her then too, but she's a really amazing human now, and we were children and we didn't know better. So I have nothing against her at all. But yeah, so I think that might be one of the places where it stemmed, that I just wanted to please people. I had this desperate need to fit in. So I didn't really talk, and I just went with what people told me to do. And that's when I really started worrying about what people thought of me and how I looked, and I just started hating my body so much because I wasn't skinny like some of the other girls in my school, and I didn't have cool clothes, and like I had clothes, it was just they were from Walmart or they're from the Goodwill. I wanted like the mall clothes, and slowly but surely I started getting those, but it wasn't like all the time. Like when we went back to school shopping, we went to a Walmart, which nothing against Walmart, I love Walmart, but back then I was just like, I want to go to Aeropostale, I want to go to American Eagle, I want to go to Hollister, I want to go where all the cool kids shop. So yeah, and it didn't help that I had braces for a little while on my top teeth, and then in 5th grade I got glasses. So yeah, and my face started breaking out, so I had breakouts all the time. My baby weight turned into just fat because I wasn't eating well. And yeah, it was a very awkward, anxious time in my life. And then hit high school, and I started to date more seriously. In middle school, it was just a week-long relationship. Once the guys realized all I was going to do was hold their hands, they were not interested anymore. Because I was terrified of having my first kiss, because I was afraid I was going to do it wrong or it was going to be bad. But yeah, high school, people tend to put more pressure on you when you're in high school, because it's like, all right, you're in your last years of school, you gotta figure out what you want to do with your life, you gotta take on all these adult responsibilities, when your entire life people told you what to do and you had absolutely no responsibilities, and you'd have to make these hard decisions at 18. So yeah, it's like you have to plan your whole life in those short 4 years of high school, and people expect you to know what you want to do by the time you graduate high school, which for most people isn't a thing. Like, I was one of the lucky ones for pretty much my entire life, as long as I can remember. I've always wanted to be a teacher. But some people, they're lost after high school. They don't know what to do. So I always knew my plan was to go to college, meet my husband, get engaged, have children, be a teacher. Let me tell you, that did not work out as I planned. My life took a different path, but we'll get to that later. But yeah, and that's high school is, I feel like, where my anxiety was climaxing, was about to climax. It was getting up there. And I had these thoughts sometimes, like when we would turn, like in a car, like what if a car would hit us, or like, it's weird thoughts, I know. It was just, I have never wanted to die. Like, I am terrified of death, but like, I would always imagine like someone kidnapping me and torturing me, or someone hitting us, or stuff like that. And I think it might have stemmed from watching a lot of crime shows. But yeah. And then college hit, and I moved out of my house that I had lived in my entire life to go to college, to roommate with a girl who I used to be friends with as a child, but we lost touch because we went to different schools, and then her friend. And at first it was fine, but then everything went horribly wrong. My guy best friend from high school also went to the same college as I did, and just like that, one day, we'll call her H, decided she didn't like me, and so we'll call the other girl E, and the guy J decided they didn't like me, and they just would intentionally talk about me when I was in the room. They would leave me out of things. They would go places and not tell me or invite me. H would just intentionally be mean to me, and E and J would allow that, and they were under her control. And so freshman year of college was hard. I hated it. And then I met this guy in the May of my freshman year of college, and he started making everything better. Also, I feel like I have an obsessive personality. I don't know if that's mental health or what, but I think I have an obsessive personality. Because when I met this guy, everything was about him. I wanted to be with him all the time. I want to hang out with my family so I could be with him. When I went back to college for my second year, I obviously had different roommates. We didn't really talk. I had my own room and she had her own room. Our third roommate had to drop out because she couldn't afford it. So I would talk to him all the time. I would be so like sad when he couldn't talk to me, or I would get jealous when he would go hang out with his friends or his family. And my grades started dropping because I was focusing more of my attention on him than I was my grades, and I didn't care because all I wanted to do was be with him. And then I spent all my time with him. And then, so I think it was going into my third year of college, September of 2016, a couple days before I went back, he decided he couldn't do it anymore, and he broke up with me. And this is where I hit my climax. I got severely depressed, and my anxiety just went up the wall. I started to push people away. I wouldn't eat anything. Well, I would eat stuff, but I wouldn't eat a lot. Like, I just wasn't hungry. I would eat a little bit just to keep going. But barely ate anything for a while. I just didn't have an appetite. I cried all the time. I cried myself to sleep multiple times. I stayed in my bedroom and I watched Netflix and YouTube all the time. My grades slipped even lower. All I did was I only woke up because I had to go to work and I had to go to school. Other than that, I would sleep and I would watch my computer and I would just lay in my bed and do absolutely nothing. I pushed my one friend that I still had at college away. He, thank the Lord, is very persistent and wouldn't let me do that. This is when I met my current boyfriend. We met the first week, obviously, of college in a geography class that we had. He sat right in front of me. And I started pushing him away because I really liked him. I thought he was really cute, but I didn't want him to be my rebound because he was a little fresh-faced baby, 18-year-old, new to the college world, and he looked so innocent, and I didn't want to ruin him. So I just pushed him away, and I was very shy, recluse. I didn't do anything. I didn't go out. I pretended that I was okay, so my family and my friends, I guess I have Megan too, anyway, they wouldn't know anything was up. I acted like everything was normal, but it wasn't. I was dying inside, and I didn't care if I lived or not. Like I said, I've never wanted to die. I've never really had a suicidal thought, but if I were to be crossing the street and a car would hit me, it wouldn't matter. I wouldn't care. And then you remember those thoughts that I had back when I was in like high school, middle school? Those got a lot worse. Every time I would drive in my car, I would think of multiple ways on how I could get into a car accident and how I might get really hurt or I might die. I thought, how I said I thought only of worst case scenarios. It escalated. You didn't think it could, but it did. I was just like, what's the point of life? No one's gonna love me. I'm gonna be alone forever. And here my ex was moving on with his life. I heard he was upset, but he clearly didn't look like he was. He decided it'd be a good idea to try to stay my friend. Literally the day after he broke up with me, he texted me, and I was like, obviously I'm gonna text you because I want you back. And I was trying to change myself to meet his needs so I could get him back, which is not something you should do. And my grades slipped even more in what was supposed to be my senior year of college. And I was going by the skin of my teeth. And it was just a really bad time in my life. That was 16 to like the summer of 17, I think. So September of 16 to like June of 17, when I decided I didn't want to live this way. I hated feeling sad all the time. I hated obsessing over someone who had a girlfriend and clearly didn't want me back. He did eventually talk to me again. He wanted to go out. He bought me lunch and we hung out. We went and saw a movie, and once he realized I wasn't gonna have sex with him, he decided it wasn't worth his time, and I haven't talked to him since. And that was August of 17. But yeah, so I decided to actively work to make my life better, and so I changed for myself to make myself a better person, someone who I'm happy with. And in October of 17, I started talking to my now boyfriend more seriously, and it happened really fast because we had been like kind of friends since we met. But he was oblivious to the fact that I liked him. But yeah, and then on Halloween of 17, we started dating, and it has been almost 2.5 years, and I'm not saying he's the one who helped me turn my life around, because I did all of the work, but he made it a little better. He has shown me that I am worthy of love and that someone can love me and I won't be forever alone. I just had to wait for the right person, and yeah. And now I talked to my doctor a little bit about it, and I am now on medicine for my anxiety and depression. My depression sneaks back every once in a while. I would have little depressive episodes every now and then, maybe like once or twice a week, 3 if it was a bad week, where I just completely shut down and I can't do anything, and all I want to do is lay in my bed and watch something or sleep. And those got significantly less when I started talking to my boyfriend. I haven't had one in a while. When we started talking, it went down to like once a week, and then it's every now and then. Like, it's not a lot. I think it's a combination of him and the medicine that my doctor gave me. And my anxiety is still there. It never really goes away, neither does depression, but I'm significantly less anxious, I have noticed. Like, I don't worry as much. I still worry about what people think of me and like situations I can't handle, or not handle, I can't control. But it's not as bad as it used to be. And I think that has a big thing to do with the medicine also. My sister told me that people in their early 20s on my dad's side tend to get, like, it's like a family trait, like they tend to have depression. And then anxiety just runs in my mom's family. So yay for genes. But yeah, right now I feel like I'm in a good headspace. I am slowly but surely learning to love my body and how to treat it. And I'm just loving life, and there's still stress in my life, and I still have anxiety, and depression rears its ugly little head every once in a while. You can never completely get rid of it, but I'm working on it, and as of March 2020, I am in a really good place, I think, and it can only get better. And yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know your stories down below if you feel like sharing with everybody. If not, you can private message me. And just remember that you're loved and you're worthy, and this world needs you. You were brought here for a reason, and just know that you're amazing and that I love you, and you're gonna make it through, and you're gonna come out stronger. But yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked it, hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more stuff from me. I promise it's more upbeat. Usually, I just thought it was really important to tell my mental health journey to maybe help someone. If it helps just one person, then I know it was worth it. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see your beautiful faces next week.